As you know, on Ask This Old House, we are always looking for contractors worth celebrating. Today, we meet Shelby Barnhart, a metal fabricator from Northern Connecticut who has embraced the communal spirit of learning and performing the metalworking trades.
There's endless things you can make with a hammer and an anvil. I've made about 5,000 hitching rings, a few hundred horseshoe wine racks, a few hundred decorative hooks, lots of fireplace screens, probably more fireplace screens than I can even count. The welding process is definitely my favorite out of all of it. It's just nice, it's soothing. It never gets old. I'm Shelby Barnhart and I am a metal fabricator. It's a country carpenter's barn that my parents put in 1993. And then when my husband and I bought it, we converted it into my workshop. I got a lot of practice in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade in auto shop, just welding anytime I could. And then I think it was the summer I turned 15. I volunteered at the Mystic Seaport as a junior volunteer. And I spent a few summers working under Craig, who was awesome. That's where I learned all of the traditional skills. He pushed me to work hard, so I had to make 100 hooks the way he liked them before I was allowed to start another project. And then when I graduated high school, I spent a year working with a metal artist, and she taught me a lot of modern blacksmithing techniques. And that was just a great experience working with someone that does purely art. I did those when I was an apprentice under Susan Madassi. I was about 17, 18 when I did those. That's where I learned about the propane forges. She used a propane forge instead of coal. And the propane is just more efficient, it's easier, it's cleaner. So this is a 4x8 foot boiler plate that was made into a welding table by one of my mentors that I grew up working with. He had 2 of them. So I got this one from him when I was about 15. After about a year and a half with Susan and at this welding job, I decided to go off on my own. And I did a lot of little projects at first locally, like repair jobs, railings. And then I had started to make an online website doing wine racks and hooks and just little intricate things. Those are horseshoes. I didn't make those, I buy those, and then I forge them into other things. My dad actually told me, he was like, why don't you come up with some type of handrail you can just send people? He's like, what if you could just ship it like you ship your other stuff? And then I put those on my website and they honestly just took off unexpectedly. I wasn't really thinking they were gonna do so well, and they did. I was able to get picked up by some pretty major retailers to drop ship the product for them and have them on their website, which was a complete game changer for me. I've made about 15,000 handrails so far, and we're still going. Yeah. All right, put that in the front of your bag, okay? I have 3 kids. During COVID, my oldest was in kindergarten. I had a preschooler, and then I had a 1-year-old. It was really lots of really 2-hour chunks of working, just because you can't hold kids' attention for that long in like this one little area. I did a lot of research on lean manufacturing and on the process of just minimizing everything down to the bare bones of what you need to get each step. It was just purely utilizing my time to my advantage because I had no other option. Nothing would get done otherwise. So now that my kids are in school, I'm hoping to scale back up and just have more in production. A good day for me would be everybody nicely going to school, and then taking the dog for a walk, and then coming into the shop, putting on an audiobook, and just getting to it. I usually start by cutting all of my material out, and then once I'm finished cutting, then I start scrolling every handrail. So everything is done in just big chunks, so it's all cutting and deburring, all scrolling, and then I'll spend like 3 or 4 whole days welding, and then I'm processing orders. And then I get another steel load, and it kind of repeats the process. And I've got just an old drill press. This is actually my dad's. It's very sentimental, so I will be using that for as long as possible, just because. My dad was a huge influence on me. My current shop was actually like his workshop and storage area that he had all of his classic cars in. So growing up, I always thought it would be the coolest workshop. I always wanted it for my workshop. And then when we actually bought my childhood home, I got to create my space in here, which has just been really, I don't know, cool. And it's hard to even just describe thinking about. He passed away 6 years ago from ALS. So the barn itself too was very sentimental just because my dad had his stuff in here. Yeah, good memories, and I'm glad that I'm able to kind of like make new memories with my kids here. If I would give any advice, I would find a mentor first and foremost, or many. You can really learn so much. They've been through a lot of things you wouldn't even think of, and just the wisdom from their stories is priceless. I am a certified teacher for the state tech school system. I love sharing what I do. I just think, I don't know, it's not even really a super common trade anymore. Everyone's retiring, and there's not enough people coming into the workforce to replace those that are retiring. So they need a lot more people. They need a lot more welders out there. Like, how many more handrails does the world need? We're gonna find out.
Do you know a contractor worth celebrating? If you do, please write us and tell us who they are. Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.